Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I just wanted to come and run my mouth for a quick second when I tell y'all I just finished watching Married to Medicine. When I tell y'all I ain't laughed this hard in so long. We'll talk about when I give the. I'll have the review. I'm not doing a review tonight because I'm tired. I need to take a shower and go to sleep. But I'm going to try to do it in the morning when I wake up. But when I tell y'all, child, that part, it was a part. We'll talk about it, girl. It was just hilarious to me. Anyways, all right, let's get into it. All right, so Zendaya, and that's how you say her name, Zendaya, and Keke Palmer. I'm not exactly sure how this conversation got started, why it's really going viral. I think what happened was, Keke Palmer is in a new movie called, I think it's called Nope. I think it's like what's his name? Jordan Peele. I think it's like a Jordan Peele film. She's in the movie with the guy from Black Panther. He is so cute. But I think that's the guy from Black Panther, right? Um, Daniel something. But anyways, I think someone said that this was like basically her breakout, like her breakout role. And I guess that kind of got the conversation started about like how long Kiki has been in the business and what she's accomplished. So Kiki tweeted out, a great example of colorism is to believe that I can be compared to anyone. Now let me also say this. I don't really keep up with Keke Palmer and her resume like that. I don't keep up with Zendaya and her resume like that. But I think that sometimes, even when you don't really know someone's resume and what they've accomplished, sometimes you can kind of it is what it is, right? I'm the youngest talk show host. And let me start over. A great example of colorism is to believe I can be compared to anyone. I know that's right. I'm the youngest talk show host ever, the first black woman to star in her own show on Nickelodeon, and the youngest and first black Cinderella on Broadway. I'm incomparable. I'm an incomparable talent, baby. This is Keke Palmer. I've been a leading lady since I was 11 years old. I have over 100 plus credits and currently starring in an original screenplay that's the number one film at the box office. Hashtag nope. I've had a blessed career thus far. I couldn't ask for more, but God continues to surprise me. And basically, the headline for the neighborhood talk, they put, y'all agree, people believe that Keke Palmer's career isn't as mainstream as Zendaya's due to colorism. One thing I thought about is I think that when I've said this plenty of times on my channel, when we talk about like mainstream, mainstream, mainstream. I think that whenever we say someone is not mainstream, or oh, I wish they was mainstream, and after a lot of thinking, I think that what we're saying is that we wish that white people recognize them more. Because even the times that I have said, like, oh, I wish, so and so, Jasmine Sullivan was mainstream, or why isn't she mainstream? I think what we're saying beneath the why isn't this person mainstream is why haven't white people accepted this person? That's what mainstream is, low key. Am I wrong on that? Am I reaching? I don't think I'm reaching. I think that when we say mainstream, it's basically having acceptance from whites, right? White people accepting you. Now you've crossed over, right? Now you're a mainstream artist. The whites have given you the stamp of approval. I think we need to stop that. However, it still doesn't take away that the truth of the matter is, in some situations, girl, people are sometimes they run into they're stopped from having bigger careers because of colorism. We're just gonna call a thing, right? Do we think that Kiki's Palmer isn't as mainstream as Zendaya's due to colorism? I could see it, right? From what I've seen, let me read some of the tweets. Someone said, I like someone to do a deep dive on the similarities and differences between Keke Palmer and Zendaya's career. This may be one of the clearest examples of how colorism plays out in Hollywood. They were both child stars, but their mainstream popularity is very different. They are two incredibly talented Virgo queens who each have an Emmy, but in different categories. Keke Palmer has done so much throughout her career, yet people are saying hashtag Note Movie is her breakout role. Euphoria is what is considered Zendaya's breakout role, but that makes sense. The reason I choose Zendaya is because I don't know what this, I don't know, he was replying to somebody, so I'm not going to read that because it didn't make sense to me. And I don't know what the person said for him to reply that. Someone else wrote, it's so interesting seeing the conversation around Keke Palmer having her breakout or superstar moment. And it's wild that we live in different worlds because in my household, Keke became a star. Keke been a star forever. Akilah and the Bee was my dad's favorite movie. It went triple platinum in my home. The comments and quotes are, someone else wrote, the comments and quotes are exactly why colorism in Hollywood conversation will always be surface level. People take acknowledging colorism worse and as more of a divisive tool than colorism itself. We'll never be able to have a true dialogue on it, and that's why it'll continue. Someone else wrote, Kiki's net worth is 7 million and Zendaya's is 20 million. Keke has been a mainstream success since her career began and has put in substantially more work. She should be one of the highest paid entertainers in the game. So yes, it's colorism. Having discussions about colorism involving Zendaya can be so frustrating because trust her fans will get overly defensive every single time. I can see that too because I think now, especially with that show she has, was it Euphoria? Girl, I think I think based off what I see online, I think that Zendaya does have even before then she had a nice fan base, but I think that show probably took her to another level. And I think the people, if you said anything about Zendaya, girl, they would probably go insane. I think it's like one of those things. Like I remember Matthew Knowles. I think this might be a good example. I remember Matthew Knowles saying, or something. I don't know if it's an example or something I just want to say, but I remember Matthew Knowles saying one time, basically, acknowledging that um, if Beyonce was darker than what she is, Beyonce is a light skinned woman. Well, some people will say she was, and some people might say she's a light brown, whatever, girl. But he was basically saying that if Beyonce was a dark skinned woman, or, she probably would not have the career that she has. And some people took that as though, and Matthew get on my nerves, but some people took that as though Matthew was trying to say Beyonce isn't talented. And no, that's not what it's saying. But the truth of the matter is, if you really want to just go ahead and be honest about it, Beyonce is not the only Beyonce. I mean, she might be the only Beyonce, but she's not the only one that can literally sing and dance. But there are girls out there who will never get a chance because, and that's just what it comes down to. So as much as people may not want to admit that colorism sometimes, if not a lot of the times, plays a big part, it does. It does. And it's not to try to put down light-skinned men or light-skinned women, but the truth of the matter is, girl, what they taught us is if it's closer to white, then it's right. Girl. And it's not closest to white, right? It's a reason why, you might have a few dark skinned girls who are very, 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 very popular and receive their just due. But the majority of them are going to be, girl, look at Jay-Z. If you look at Jay-Z and all the girls who he probably signed to his, I ain't going to say all the girls, but a lot of the women that he signed to his roster, girl, I think Tiara Marie was first, right? She was brown skinned. But when you start looking at it, girl, you have the Rihannas, you have the Rita Oras, the Bridget Kellys. Girl, what do they all have in common? Hello, somebody? Anyways, I'm getting off subject. Okay. Zendaya would tell you that she wouldn't be in the industry without Keke Palmer. Every time this conversation comes up, this is what someone else wrote. Every time this conversation comes up, y'all start acting like it's a personal attack against Zendaya. Right. If you knew Z, not I'm saying right, like sometimes people act like it's a personal attack against that person instead of thinking about the conversation is bigger than that person, right? If you knew Z at all, you know she said the exact same thing. She said she's the acceptable. This is what they say Zendaya has said, and they have this in quotes. She said that she's the acceptable version of a black woman in Hollywood, and that's a problem. Yeah, I think that sometimes you have to be. I think you have to be a person that has a little bit of self awareness to be able to step out of yourself and say, girl, I know that I'm probably at where I'm at. I am where I am because I fit the mold. I fit this picture that they want. I'm the acceptable person. Like they say, she said, she's the acceptable version of a black woman in Hollywood. Anyways, shout out to Kiki. Shout out to Zendaya. I think that multiple things can be true at once. I believe that colorism can exist. I believe that, girl, even with colorism existing, sometimes, girl, it still doesn't take away from someone's talent, right? Because even like with Beyonce, it doesn't take away from the fact that Beyonce is talented as hell, right? But I think it also can be true that, girl, there's another girl that's just as talented, if not more talented than Beyonce, that will probably never, ever, 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 ever get a chance just because of the way that she looks. All right. What else? Oh, here go a story. Here go a story. I just had it. Woman charged in hotel shooting told police victim was a child. Mo. Y'all can figure out the rest. A woman told police she shot her husband in a room at the Mandarin or Oriental Hotel on Thursday in the district because she heard allegations he had touched kid, right? At a daycare center she runs outside Baltimore. According to an arrest affidavit filed in D.C. Superior Court, police in Baltimore County said that they are aware of the allegations and are investigating. The shooting victim, who D.C. police said suffered wounds, is now that did not appear to be life-threatening, has not been charged in a crime. Authorities did not say whether any of the claims regarding the daycare center have been substantiated or have merit. In a statement, Baltimore County Police Sergeant Gladys L. Brown said detectives were monitoring the recent developments in Washington, D.C., and that the daycare center in Maryland was closed as the department's investigation continued. The shooting in the eighth floor room at the luxury hotel, blah, 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 occurred at 7:40 p.m. and prompted the evacuation of guests and staff. A standoff was heavily armed tactical officers lasted about an hour before police said officers forced their way into the room and found the wounded man. Police say they arrested the victim's wife and found a gun in her purse and another firearm in an unlocked safe. Police charged Shanteari Weems, 50, of Randallstown, Maryland, with assault with intent to kill, assault with a dangerous weapon, possession of a firearm without a license, and possession of unregistered firearm. Honey, let me tell you something, girl. They're gonna get her for something, and I don't think they should. But we're gonna keep on reading. Police said the victim was recovering on Friday from bullet wounds to his head and leg. Girl, he should have been recovering from more than that. Quiet as it's kept. What a part I want to read. Basically, the man who she shot, which was her husband, was also a retired. Oh, here you go. A spokeswoman for the police department in Baltimore City confirmed the man had been a member of the police force who retired in 2005. Girl, that's what it is. Quiet as it's, we're just going to call a thing, girl. It don't matter if you white, black, Asian, mud, mix. It don't matter, girl. Once you're a police officer, honey, they always going to look out for you. I don't think, and I know they have to do the investigation and all that stuff, blah, 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 blah. I just don't think that woman done shot her husband just because of hearsay. I think she shot that man because she found out and she knew, and it made her sick to her stomach, so she put a cap in that ass. Right? I don't think it was just, oh, girl, you know, whatever her husband is. What's her husband's name? The one who she shot? What's his name? Girl, I don't think they said his name. We're going to call him Mr. Weems. I don't think somebody said, girl, you know Mr. Weems, they say he touched on so-and-so. Girl, what? Right? I think that she had, girl, and even if it was that way, I just don't think people shooting that. Y'all really not just shooting y'all husbands based off of, does that make sense? Like, I don't think she's just shooting her husband. I think she believed it. That's what I'm trying to say at the end of the day. I think she believed it, and I think that she should be out of jail. But of course, this woman that shot a police officer, one thing about it, two things for sure, girl, they gonna protect each other, retired or not. They're gonna protect that man over that woman. You see all these charges she got? Because they're gonna make sure something stick. You done shot a retired police officer? Oh, sweetie, husband or not, oh, your ass is going to jail. And we're going to make sure one of these charges that we have against you, one of them going to stick, right? I keep telling people that this just goes to show. And again, I mean, not again, but the man could be innocent. I don't believe it. I don't think that woman shooting her husband because she really thought he was innocent. That woman has something where she knew, like, ooh, girl, right? It just goes to show that people don't care about kids. Y'all don't. Girl, y'all don't. Y'all don't care about kids. Y'all don't want to feed them McDonald's. Y'all make up every excuse for a man not to buy brothers and sisters 99-cent cheeseburgers. Honey, this man that got shot, couldn't find out he a police officer. That's probably why he's not going to be charged. I mean, I know at this point he's, I guess, technically the victim. No, bitch, he ain't the victim. The kids are the victim. That woman ain't shot her husband because, you know what I'm saying? She shot that man because, bitch, she know T. And she ain't like that. You been out here touching on children? Baby, you got to go. You know, I don't believe everybody should be in jail. I don't. You know, I think that we should really sit back and think about the people that have to go to jail. Like this woman right here, I don't think she should go to jail. I don't think she should do any jail time. That woman was protecting, I mean, some people would say that it was too late, but that woman, you know, in a sense felt like she needed to protect these children who, you know, had already been allegedly violated. Let's move on. Fuck that nigga. Shout out to Miss Weems. Who else? How does it feel to be? Girl, when I say I love the remix of Persuasive, girl, with SZA, I love that. It's so cute. Tokyo Tony says Kris Jenner trademarked Dream's name without Blac Chyna's permission. She trademarked that baby's name 136 ways that Dream can't get a dime off of her name. Some of what she said, basically, Tokyo Tony, mother of Blac Chyna, spoke out about Kris Jenner and her alleged shady dealings when it comes to securing Dream Kardashian's future. Tokyo told Isaiah and J.R. Curry of Night and Day Network in an interview that Kris is making money off of Chyna's child. She took Chyna's child and is now making money off that kid. I'm the one who gave Chyna the paperwork that she trademarked that baby's name. The 136 ways that Dream can't get a dime off of her name. Tokyo also added that in addition to owning Dream's name, Kris Jenner has all the money made off of her name deposited into a foundation. Listen, I'm gonna say this much: those Kardashians, honey, they're a piece of work, right? And I'm not saying Kris ain't did no wrong. And I'm sure that whatever those Kardashians making, whether it's Dream, girl, whether it's North, whether it's Saint, Psalm, Desert, girl, Night, Day, girl, Ocean, girl, River Lake, girl, Storm and Weather, girl, whatever those kids' name are. I'm sure whatever those kids or grown-ups are making, Kris is getting a cut. Kris could make it. I'm the manager. I made the deal. I'm getting a cut. Girl, it is what it is. As trifling as as trifling as some of their ways are, it is hard for me to believe. I'd rather have Kris Jenner doing business deals for me than Tokyo Tony. I love Tokyo Tony to pieces. I think Tokyo Tony is a key. But it's just hard for me to believe that Kris Jenner is not trying to set up Dream and the rest of her grandkids. She's not trying to set them up. I think that, again, while yes, Kris Jenner is probably making money off Dream's name, but she's probably making money because she's making. Bitch, I just saw Dream. I just saw that little baby in a commercial the other day with what's up? What they call her, Lovey. Girl, Kris called Lovey. I just saw little Dream in a commercial. So Dream is working. Okay? And I'm sure whatever deal that Kris made to get Dream in that commercial, yes, she got a cut. She's the manager probably. So that makes sense. It's just hard for me to believe that. Like, the thing is, I think that when it's anybody on the outside, those Kardashians gonna slice, dice, girl, they gonna cut you to make sure they get ahead. But when it comes to them, girl, that group, girl, it's one sound. What's it? One band, one sound. Is that what that's how y'all say it? Girl, they marching on beat. I just don't see Kris trying to get over anybody. And I think that, again, girl, she's setting up her grandchildren, girl, so when they are gone, her grandkids will be okay. Who would you rather try to make a deal for you, Tokyo Tony or girl Kris Jenner? Girl, I'm just saying. Shout out to Toke though. Shout out to Toki. Girl, did y'all see that video? Puff Daddy was live the other day, and girl, the camera dropped, and it was a woman on the side. Well, I tell you, baby, Miss Thing took off. I'm gonna try to put the link in a description box. When I tell you, Miss Thing took off running, baby. Can I say something? This is the thing, and I don't want to sound like I'm defending Puff Daddy, but I guess I am. From what I understand, Puff Daddy said, like, it's to me, it's nothing because Puff Daddy ain't with Caresha. From what I saw on that interview, well, the clips that I saw, Puff Daddy and Caresha just dating. Puff Daddy said he was single. So him being with another woman really don't mean shit. Quiet as it's kept, Puff Daddy been single for a very long time. Even when he was with Cassie. Puff Daddy single. Yeah, it was a woman over there. And I'm sure after she left, it was probably another one over there the next day. And then Caresha probably came over the weekend. Yeah. And then the other girl who be online going back and forth, what's her name? Gina? Whatever, the Asian chick. That's why I'm surprised. Low key, Young Miami made the cut because, Clearly, he has a type. I mean, Kim was an Asian. But I think besides Kim and Young Miami, they probably was the dark skinned one's girl. The other one's girl. Let me shut up. Let me stop. Because y'all gonna say I'm making everything about skin color. You know how y'all get sometimes. But Puff Daddy is single, y'all. But it was funny how that girl damn near broke her neck trying to get out that camera. Girl, we see you, girl. Girl, we saw that hole. We saw that sleeve. Everything, honey. Anyways, that's it, y'all. I'm about to go in here, take a shower, and go to sleep. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.